What's up, everybody? BlueGabe. Welcome back to our little piece of paradise in Gardi, Georgia. It's actually named Paradise Park. Right now, Crystal and I are loading up. We got to go catch bait because tonight we're going flathead fishing.
Oh my God.
You know, I haven't had one of those sandwiches like this in a very long time.
This is my mama's specialty. I know it's just an egg sandwich, but she makes the best in the whole world.
My mom used to make them for us too. Just a scrambled egg with mayonnaise.
It's so fast. That's all it is.
Why'd you take the onion off of yours?
It was rank. You could probably smell my breath from there.
If that girl took the onion off, it must have been bad. Now, for those of y'all that are new to the channel, if you're just tuning in for the first time, the fish camp we just left, I've had it for about 1.5 years now. It's my home away from home, my favorite place on earth. It's on the Ottawa River. We come here all the time, and we're always in search of big flatheads, but it's one fish that always eludes us. To catch them, you need live bait, so that's what we're gonna go do now. And then we're not gonna start fishing though until later. So for those of y'all that do follow along, in the last couple videos, we've been teasing you about some very important information. And I think it's time. I think it's time to tell you guys. I've thought about 100 different ways on how to tell you. I guess just riding in this truck's the easiest part in the whole world. You want to be the one to tell them?
We're having a baby. We are having a little baby.
Show them the middle one, the middle picture.
I'm getting a little emotional right now. Should we go ahead and tell them that? Tell them all the news?
Just show them the picture. They've been waiting patiently.
I don't know if you can see that, but it's a boy. It is another Arrington boy. Oh my goodness. I really kind of was hoping for a little girl just to have some female interaction. Especially after last week, we were 4 stinky boys all week. But Gabe and Jake and Lake they all wanted a boy. So they won, and we're having a little boy.
Boys rule and girls drool is all I can tell you. So a fun fact about my family, my dad was the youngest of 3 boys. My mom had all sisters. My brother Robert has 2 daughters. My brother Aubrey has 2 daughters, and I have 2 boys. In my family, my direct family, there's no mixture. Like, nobody has boys and girls. And even my dad's brother had 2 girls. So I was pretty much convinced we were gonna have a boy, but there was that little bit of a fear that I was gonna have a girl control me the rest of my life, a little female Arrington. But now it'll just be another boy, which is awesome, because all the kids' hand-me-downs can just keep on going downhill. Yeah, we're having a baby boy, August 16th. He'll be running around in this swamp in about 2 years. He'll be getting toted around this swamp this time next year though. Leave a comment below if you've ever had a scrambled egg and mayonnaise sandwich on white bread. Just that, nothing else on it. Scrambled eggs, mayonnaise, and white bread.
You like it?
Heck yeah!
Did I make a good one?
Hold on a second. Don't turn the camera yet. We're about to show y'all the prettiest bush you've ever seen, and it's just growing on the side of the road in the middle of Georgia. Wait for it. Stick that camera out the window.
Look at the purple too.
Also, leave a comment below if you know what kind of flower that is or plant that is. I tell you what, you cannot get a prettier day anywhere than it is right now in Georgia. About 75 degrees, not really any clouds in the skies, just a light breeze. Now, if you do follow along with the channel, you've seen Brad Yeoman. He's a guy I grew up around hunting. He's been in these woods his entire life, and he is a jack of all trades. He does all kinds of gardening. I mean, he grows pretty much everything. Right out there, he's got potatoes, Crystal said, squash, tomatoes. He's got corn planted out in the big field. Wait till you see what he has right over here though. And he also raises fish. You can see this white sandy spot right there. That's where he feeds them every day. That's with my polarized glasses over the camera. Some big shell crackers in there too. Brad, I think, is 71 years old, and he has lived off the land his entire life. Other than when he was a little kid, his parents used to own a shoe store in Jessup, Georgia, and he worked there. Other than that, he's lived off the land trapping and all kinds of stuff. He catches shad, you name it, he does it. And he also raises quail. Now these aren't hunting quail, these are eating quail. He raises them up to a certain point and then harvests them. He's got a bunch of them too. It's always neat to pull up here to Brad's house because you never know what his new invention. This watering system wasn't here like this before, but he figured it out. Bunch of quail. I met Brad when I was about 14 years old. I had hair down to my shoulders, wore board shorts, no shoes, and no shirt everywhere I went. He wanted nothing to do with me. If you know Brad, he's just about a hermit. Doesn't talk to very many people. I saw him at the boat ramp and I'm like, he had a deer, a bunch of catfish, and some coons in the boat that he had gotten that morning. I'm like, no, 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 no. I got to meet this guy. He told me to get the blankety blank away from him. I literally followed him around for months until one day he probably needed me to help him do something. And after that, for 5-6 years, we hunted non-stop in the swamp of the Ottawa River. Where's your dad at? Is he coming up here? Come here, let me introduce you. You've never been on the camera. Get over here. You ain't got no warrants. So this is his son Chase. This is a mini Brad right here. Hear him, get me off of there. When I walk over to Brad, Brad's gonna say the same thing. But Brad loves him some Crystal Beachy. Anytime we go anywhere, she gets the primo spots. What do you think he's gonna say when we tell him?
He's just gonna laugh.
This is gonna be interesting. Brad's the type, like, look, he stops right over there. Instead of just pulling up and being sociable, he stops 70 yards from me just to make me walk over there to him. Another thing you never know with Brad is what kind of trap you're gonna find when you pull up. I've been knowing him for 30 years and I don't know what this one's for. I don't even really know what this one's for, holding something, chum or something, but I don't know what this one's for. Ho, ho, whoa, whoa, don't be going without us. We want to see this. Be prepared for some beeps or something. Something's going to come out of this man's mouth that's going to be funny. I wonder what he's doing with all the peanut shells. That's all peanuts. So in this field right behind camp, they grew peanuts this year. What was he doing with this?
We ground it up for the quail.
Oh.
That's just the holes.
Yeah, this is the holes. He said they ground it up to feed the quail. Brad, she got something she's got to tell. Brad, she's got something to show you.
We're having a baby. Look,
I ain't figured out what the hell it is yet.
We're having a baby.
Y'all are?
Yeah.
Who's the daddy? Damn.
Look, dude. That's an impressive picture, ain't it? Can you see what it is?
No.
Look right in the middle.
Well, what is it then?
It's a boy.
I got you. That's what I was going to say, but I wasn't saying in front of you.
See, he acts like he's respectful in front of Crystal, Chase. If Crystal's around, oh, he's got to be Mr. Respectful. If it's me and Chase, get the F out of here. He's screaming and hollering. Goodness.
It's just one little worm.
Where in the world did this wind come from? Let's see how long it takes her to catch one. I'm just going to sit down and relax.
Is that a wind knot? Oh, they're looking at it.
Probably should chum them up with that bread.
Oh, 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 oh. Got one. Man, that's a big one.
That's the perfect size.
Is it perfect?
We're going to turn that into a 30-pound flathead.
Look how pretty that is. Is it good for real? You want me to keep this one?
Yeah. Dang, you're just a pro.
What a pretty day it is.
You even got your worm back. Oh, he done jumped out. Now this one counts as mine.
Oh, bigger one.
You're taking Brad's babies. He said I like to look at them.
He just likes to look at his pets.
Hear that quail? That's the noise they make. Come on, babe. You got a long ways to go to get to 15.
Look at him. Oh, shoot. There we go. Oh, he got my worm.
That noise is so unique. Those quail will get real vocal and then they'll go real quiet. Like earlier when I was showing you guys the quail, they weren't talking, and now they're talking like crazy. Just got me a good fire going, so when we get back we can cook the steaks. Got our bait. And Miss Beachy's got her, do you call them coveralls or overalls?
You should know this.
Let me see a frontal view.
Coveralls are what Walt wear deer hunting.
Let me see. Hold on.
These are overalls.
What do you got packing in the front there?
This is a pair of socks.
Oh, I thought you had a baby in there somewhere.
There it is in there. You don't know fashion like some Liberty overalls.
So they're overalls or coveralls?
They're overalls. Coveralls cover everything. Overalls don't.
I get it now. So back to those beautiful plants that we showed you earlier. Check this out. It don't get no prettier than that. Other than you, Crystal, the river's at about 10 foot right now, so it's higher than it was the last time we were here. Come on, Uncle Jesse. Why are you carrying so much stuff?
Because you just worry about yourself.
You just reminded me of your mom right then. Did you bring snacks?
No, hopefully we're not going to be gone that long.
I will say this is one trip where we didn't bring very many snacks. Oh, I just about fell over. We're ready though. We got about a 5-mile run and we're gonna go to a lot farther away place than I've ever fished before. We're going to new territory. You know what you tell me when we're crappie fishing?
Sit down, shut up, and hold on.
These are actually my buddy TJ's line. We're gonna go ahead and bait it anyways, he wouldn't mind. Hook him right in the top of his back, make sure no scales are on there, and send him down. This one's on a branch that, if there's one on there, you will know it. It'll be just shaking and bobbing and weaving. I really don't like to set them this early. I like to set them right at dark, but we're gonna set in all new spots. We need a little bit of daylight to see that. Normally we have a lot more bait too, but it's just Crystal and I. We're wanting to cook a really good dinner. We only need a few catfish. One about 65 and one about 80 will be perfect.
Pounds?
Yeah. Our biggest is 43 pounds. I'd be happy with one just bigger than that.
And do you remember the catfish on our first trip ever? How big that was, the blue cat?
Oh yeah, the blue cat.
How big was that joker?
I don't think we ever weighed it. Our biggest flathead though is 43.
Everything's starting to bloom and turn green.
I just found another one of TJ's lines and I just remembered I forgot to mark that last one. This is what good friends are for. They have your lines already tied. This is perfect. Flatheads being a predator fish, I'm sure it's the vibrations that attract them. That's why I want to hook him right in the top of the back. I need to go ahead and mark this spot. Alright, we're just going to bounce around and keep setting some hooks. A lot of times when you're doing this, if you break the dead branches off, when you come in at night to check them, you won't get so jacked up. I won't get yelled at by Crystal for running her into a branch. First thing I want to do is check to see how deep it is. And it's not deep at all. At all. So come here close so they can see how I tie this knot. I come around my fingers. See how I got my fingers? I come around them, across them, and back through. That's just a slip knot. Then when you come up, you just go, and it comes loose. So around them, behind them, back in front of them, you grab it, just like that. And they cannot pull this loose, no matter what. One thing that's got Crystal super worried is this time of the year, water snakes and water moccasins get up in the trees to get out of the cold water, get some fresh sun, and every now and then they will just land right on you. I tried to tell Crystal today though, if she jumps out of the boat because she's scared of the snake, she's then gonna have a freezing cold ride back. So would you rather an innocent water snake land on your head and slither around on you, or go swimming in the cold river?
Swimming in the cold river.
Babe, you hate the cold. You'd freeze to death if you went in that river. What if he slithered down and got between your coveralls and your sweater?
I'd be naked swimming in the river.
My mom always says, only good snake's a dead snake. I got a good feeling about this one.
Does it look good?
I don't know. I don't know if it looks good or
That was
just
a feisty bluegill.
has a good feeling to it. A lot of people will pay a lot of money for that view right there. And then again, a lot of people in this world have never seen a view like that, down a beautiful river in the middle of absolute nowhere, Georgia. To me, it don't get no prettier. Now this time of the year, you start to get a lot of mosquitoes and a lot of gnats. So if you do come down to the river, if you come to visit Paradise Park, bring thermocells and lots of bug spray. It can get bad.
Should have brought.
How about those bugs?
Should have brought some safety goggles.
Oh my gosh, the gnats were
I was
bad.
scared to breathe. They're in my ears.
I probably got 8 in my right eye because that's the one I couldn't close. I had to drive with it. I mean, you could probably make a meal out of what's in this eye right now. Raise your hand if you're ready to eat steak. Me! My dad had a bunch of this Australian pine at his house he split. Every time I go there and I'm coming to camp, I make sure I get a good mess. Once this burns down, we'll have a good bed of coals for the steaks. Look at that. What'd Brad just say? I'd make a what? What did he say?
He said BlueGabe would make a good wife.
That's a meal right there.
He gonna put his apron on.
All right, let's eat. We've been going all day. We're turning the camera off and eating. We'll see y'all in a little bit. Hopefully we got a big catfish.
All right, let's see if you learned something today. Are these coveralls or overalls?
Overalls.
Overalls, that's right. They go over everything.
Now listen, we wanted to show you a little bit more of dinner, but old Brad Yeoman had a couple bush lattes in him. Before he has bush lattes, you don't know what's going to come out of his mouth, so it's hard to censor. After he has bush lattes, you just turn the camera off. But we did. We had an amazing meal. Crystal and I just sat here.
That's the turkey mask you needed.
I just ordered one of these online and found it in my frog togs. Anyhow, me, Brad, and Crystal had an amazing meal. Now we're going to go check lines. What'd you say? Can I check for snakes?
Look up.
No snakes. You're good.
Ready?
I'd give $100 for a fake snake right now.
Oh, he feels good. Oh, he feels good. It's a flathead.
It's a blue cat.
Oh, shoot. I couldn't really see good.
Nice one,
That's a
though.
big one, though, ain't it?
Good eating one. We'll put another bait on this one since we caught one on it. I guess we should keep that one because we might not have any other fish to eat.
That's a good eating size.
Yeah, it is.
Man, I thought that was a flathead.
Nope.
He ate live bait then?
Yep. Oh, it is right in there. Almost went past it. Any snakes up in the tree?
Check them.
Uh-oh. 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 One branch had to jack us out.
Might need the flat.
Get the gaff.
Oh. Oh, it's stuck on a tree branch.
I knew it. When I set it in there, I knew it was going to
There's
get...
bubbles.
Alligator? Oh, you might want to watch out.
What does that mean?
Alligator. Here, you
What do you want me to do?
gotta stand up on the bow.
Hold on. Oh gosh.
Look at the bubbles. This could be a 12-foot alligator. Oh, I hate sticking my hand down in there.
What are you doing?
That's right. Hey. Oh,
What is it?
there's something on it for sure.
Look
That's
at the
gotta
bubbles.
be an alligator.
What the heck? Please don't stick your hand in there.
Well, if he's hooked on the bottom, he can't come up and bite me.
You felt it move?
Yeah, I felt it jerk. I can smell the alligator.
Oh my gosh. Is it coming?
Something. Oh boy.
He's moving.
He's moving. He's definitely moving.
Dang.
Oh, at least we got our hook back. Big old alligator. We're gonna have to move this one.
I'm straddling this tree just in case things get real bad.
That would have been worse than a snake. But you come in the swamp, you better be ready for anything.
You hauled Tater on the way back, Gabriel.
Yeah, we were letting it rip. Look how pretty this catfish is right here. Oh! Oh no. Darn dadgummit. We didn't want him anyways. We have high hopes that we're gonna get a big one in the morning. Daggone it. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but there is the biggest bullfrogs ever in this lake.
That was a giant one.
Listen, listen, listen.
I love that sound.
Our frog in Florida goes, these things make that rum, rum. First one we're gonna check this morning is the one that you caught the fish in last night. And probably the most subjected to have a snake in it. 60-degree morning, sunny. A lot of vines for them to lay on. If he does fall in the boat though, don't send him back here. Oh, there's one on it?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, he's pulling. Flathead.
Our first flathead. And that's the
Nice
perfect
one.
eating size too. Not a giant, but it's a good eating size. No snakes. I guess that's a good thing. Got another line just right around the corner. He was pulling.
Good son. He was pulling hard.
Hold him up in the light when we back up out here. Nice 8-9 pound fish.
Beautiful. I love the colors on flatheads.
I can't wait to get ours mounted. It should be done soon. I had Gray's taxidermist mount our 43 pounder and it should be done. I also got another big surprise coming from Gray's that I am super excited about.
Oh my gosh.
Big flathead.
Oh my gosh, Gabriel.
He was surfing. You're not supposed to pull that hard when you're pregnant.
Oh my gosh. You can pull, I think, like 15 pounds. That was a good catch.
He was barely shaking that branch too.
But when he came out of the water, he was fired up. He went crazy. I've never seen one do like that. He was on his tail. That line is so hard to see.
Yeah, I don't like black line anymore.
That joker is fine. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. These fish are fired up. More than I've ever seen. He splashed me so bad.
That's 3 nice fish. Last night about, I don't know, 10:30, I saw eyes on this little hump right here. And normally alligators won't get on dry land at night. This big gator was in the same exact spot. A lot of times you'll see deer in the marsh, and I thought that's what it was, and I come rolling in here, dang alligator laying on that hump, like at 11 o'clock at night. You never see them do that. We went ahead and turned the 2 bigger flatheads loose just because we didn't need them. And we want to one day catch a giant. But this one here, the smallest one of the 3, he's not getting that kind of treatment. He's going to be dinner tonight, but we're not ready to clean him. So I'm going to put him on this stringer and leave him in the water until about 5 o'clock this afternoon. Then I'll pull him out and bleed him, and we'll be eating him. Catfish are really resilient. You can leave them out of the water for a long time and they'll come right back to life. I want another egg and mayonnaise on white bread sandwich. We're gonna go to town. I need to get a grill. That's the one thing I haven't had here yet, is a grill. And Crystal's mom loves to cook. She's actually a cook on a towboat. We need to get a grill. Need to get a couple other things. Maybe find somewhere cool to eat lunch after our egg sandwich. I mean, you can't make up the color on these plants. They're pretty, aren't they?
Yeah, they're beautiful. The picture doesn't do it justice.
Y'all check us out. So for the first time in my life, I got dressed up. Well, I'm wearing a BlueGabe shirt and my fishing pants. I didn't have anything else in my defense. She didn't tell me we were doing this, and we took some professional pictures.
Professional?
Where'd you find that photographer at?
I found them on the internet.
I had my Primo shooting sticks, which have a little clamp on them, and I was able to clamp Crystal's phone and take some really good pictures, and I'll show a couple of them to you right now, whichever one Crystal allows me to show to you guys. How far along are you now?
Tomorrow is 20 weeks.
20 weeks, and that's the first pictures we've taken exposing her baby bump. I'd say it's pretty good. But with that being said, Crystal just got done making fun of me because I'm starting to become a different person as I get older. I've realized the older I get, certain animals and certain fish I grow really, really fond to. And I can tell you right now that a flathead catfish by far is one of my favorite fish.
Oh my gosh.
And a fish that I dream about catching a giant one. Like, I mean big. These things get huge. In this river, they've caught one that was just shy of 100 pounds. There's just something about a flathead that I love, and I hate killing them. I don't like it at all. Me and Luke, neither one of us, I've thought about this fish for hours, and I got to do it. I've got to do it. I've got to turn her loose. We've got shrimp from last night, steak from last night, jalapeno poppers that we can make tonight. What I dream of is one day catching that fish when she's 100 pounds. He or she. I don't know what it was. I didn't check. I don't know how to check. Y'all look at Crystal Beachy in her beautiful yellow dress.
Gabe actually bought me this dress. The last time I wore it, we were on a date in the Keys. Remember?
I got it from the Dollar General. It's a good looking dress.
No, you didn't.
With all seriousness though, I want you to leave a comment below if you're like me. If you start to get attached to certain things. Like, I still love turkey hunting, but I don't really like watching a turkey get killed on TV. I don't really want to see white-tailed deer get killed on TV or elk. I still like to hunt them, but I don't like to watch it for some reason. Maybe I'm just getting softer in my older days. I know when I was younger and my dad was older, he would say, oh, I ain't gonna just shoot that doe. I said, heck, I'll shoot them all. Now I'm catching myself letting more and more animals walk. But that catfish and I, we became close. And we've been sitting up here just relaxing for the last couple hours, and I'm like, I can't do it. I just got to turn it loose. Let me tell y'all what. We got some potatoes from last night, some collard greens Crystal just made, some shrimp she's re-warming up, some jalapeno poppers, some steak, onions, and mushrooms. We are gonna be eating good, good in the hood. We have done nothing but relax pretty much all day long. Since at least like 2 o'clock, all we've done is relax, and I've done a little bit of editing. So for those of y'all that are new to the channel, and maybe some of y'all that aren't new to the channel, I edit all my own videos, and that's what I've been doing for the last hour. The video you're watching right now, there it is. I use Adobe Premiere. This video is super easy to edit. It's time consuming, but really easy. So if you are interested, this line right here is the video. These 2 lines are the audio. This up here is what we call B-roll. I'll show you right now. So I'm gonna move this over, and now you'll see. See what it looks like? Now I move it back over right there, and it's laid over. Zoom in so I can see better. I know I need to move it right to that line. There you go. Let me zoom back out. And that's it. That's it really, other than down here. That's the only overlay I got going on. And I put that funny clip of Brad right there. Brad Yeoman. He's a guy I grew up. So this is the B-roll, this is the regular video, and this is the audio. So these are all the clips. These are all the GoPro clips. I haven't put any cell phone clips, so I will in a minute. I need to upload a couple clips that we filmed on my phone. I'll put them right here. I'll show you how it works. So this is the clip, the whole clip. I can go through here and click this and like to right here. All right, so this is the video, this is the audio. Let's just say I want to take just a video with no audio and do a little bit of B-roll. I can take this and drag it down to here. See where it is? Was the youngest of 3 boys. My mom had all sisters. Now you notice how this is a different clip. Now watch, I'll delete it. And that's how I edit a video. Some videos are super hard and I've got a ton of B-roll. Some videos are super easy, and this happens to be a really easy one, which is good because we're going tomorrow, which is Friday, to Pearson, Georgia turkey hunting, but I have to upload this video Monday or Tuesday. So I've got to come back from Pearson to here Sunday afternoon, finish the entire video, upload it onto YouTube, and schedule it for y'all to watch on Monday or Tuesday. That's how we do it. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'm at 950,000 subscribers, and I'm looking to hit 1 million soon. So if you haven't subscribed and you just watch my videos by searching it, you'd be doing me a solid by going back and hitting subscribe. So we just had the craziest thing happen to us ever. It's been a couple days since you've last seen us, and my buddy Mike Worley has a lease just right over here, about 600 yards that away. Well, this morning there was people driving 4-wheelers everywhere. We could hear drones. Today's Sunday, so yesterday morning, Saturday morning at 6:30, a lady coming from this way came right through here and crashed right into there.
New tonight, Monroe County officials found the body of a woman that went missing yesterday. The sheriff's office found 67-year-old Shirley Ober dead at the bottom of a deep well. Gabriel Arlington was hunting in the area this weekend and says he's praying for her family. He hopes this is a lesson in the importance of filling up abandoned wells.
Now you might be wondering why I'm telling you this, and this could be something that could save a lot of lives, what I'm about to tell you. So she came right through here. The bushes are coming out, but remember they had to pull her car out. I don't know how she came in here and turned so sharp to the left, but nevertheless she did. She didn't even hit that little tree. She crashed right there. She was able to call her husband and say she was in an accident, but she wasn't familiar with where she was. Obviously, because she's in the thick bushes, it's nasty, it's gnarly. You can see right here, you couldn't have barely seen her car. So with that being said, I'm gonna now show you what the entire country needs to start being alert to. If you're not familiar, old houses back in the day used to have wells, just like a wishing well. They looked yesterday all day, they looked all night, and up until this morning, they finally found her. This morning I pulled right up here and there was about 10 sheriffs standing right here, and it looked like her family standing right there, and there was trucks everywhere and cars everywhere. A bunch of people just standing around. Now that all the cars go by, I can finish the story. So I'm not saying that the people weren't doing anything. I'm just trying to get you to understand the story. There was a bunch of people standing right here. See that piece of plywood? That's where they found the lady this morning, about 2 hours ago, at the bottom of that well, dead. How tragic is that? But this could have been an accident that could have been prevented. That didn't have to happen. If you look right over there, you can see just 20 feet through the bushes is where her car was. She couldn't go out that side because it was too thick. She must have crawled out her passenger side and was just coming through the bushes. Now they trimmed this stuff since finding her, or probably when they found her, they trimmed it. But it wasn't too crazy thick. It probably looked just like this. She come walking through here, not knowing that well was there, because there was probably some bushes that had died and fallen on it and some leaves, and she fell to the bottom. And that's where she stayed until today when they found her. Now I would have thought it was full of water, but once I looked, it's not full of water, it's dry. So I personally don't know how they didn't think to look that close to the car, because there was game wardens with dogs, there was helicopters, drones. I would have been on my hands and knees. Crystal and I didn't even know about it till this morning. But my buddy Mikey said, Gabe, there's an old house right there. I don't know if they know it's there because it's in such thick woods. They need to know about that house. Well, I've done some investigation and they knew about it, because you can see where they walked in there. This is the old house. You can barely see it, but I can clearly see where, you know, the police had went in there and searched. But that well is only 60 feet away, and what happened is there was probably another old homestead right through there. The thing that I want everybody to know about is these old homesteads exist all over the country, especially in rural Georgia, North Florida, I'm sure all through the Midwest. And almost every one of them had a well just like that never got buried. Now maybe they had a piece of plywood over it back in the day, or you know, some rough cut lumber. Fast forward 80 years and that stuff rots. It doesn't mean it's gonna fall, but now it's soft. You come walking along and that's where you die. You fall to your death. A girl last year in Texas did the same thing. So if you know anybody that owns an old lot or has a lot with an old house on it, y'all should really do some investigating and see if there's an old well, and if there is, block it off right or bury it. So I'm not done talking about that well in this story, but we're up here turkey hunting. We got done with the interview with the news. She filmed me for a couple minutes and we talked about it, and we rushed back to camp and Crystal went turkey hunting. She has not been gone a total of like 4 minutes, and she calls me and she goes, he just gobbled. Well, while I'm on the phone with her, I hear her go, yap, 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 and I'm thinking, don't do that with your mouth, pow, and she shot. You're about to see her reaction when I see it. She's somewhere around here.
I got him.
Where were you at?
Right there. I came around. Oh my.
This girl with her turkeys.
No. I came through the path, the driveway, and he's sitting like right there. I could see him. He's strutting. He's strutting. I don't have the strutter with me. I just drop like this, and I'm like crawling back.
Hold on, let me turn the truck off so they can hear. Can you give me that drop again now that I'm holding the camera right? What did you do?
I cannot believe it. So I come right where you just drove through, and I don't have the strutter. I didn't carry it with me today. I should have. Obviously it was okay, but I turn and I just look over this way.
Right there?
I look over this way and he's strutting right there on that hill by himself, and he doesn't see me. I'm like 10 steps in the field. I just drop like this, and I'm just like walking like this, Gabe. Walking like this to the tree line. And I get in just that hedgerow right there. And I give it like 5 minutes just in case he saw me. And I'm peeking out with the binoculars, and he'd gotten down right next to the woods. I couldn't see him really good. I could just see his head. I don't have any decoys or anything, but I just pulled out my call. I called to him a couple times. He didn't answer at first. And then I'm doing that cluck on the thing, and he gobbled. And he was right there. And so I knew I didn't spook him. But then I called you. I called you. I'm freaking out because I'm like, I don't think he's gonna come. But while you're on the phone, I'm telling Gabe to come with the strutter because we're about to have to reap him. And while Gabe's on the phone, I just drop it because I see his red head coming up, son. It's coming up.
When you did,
I shot pretty far.
yeah, but listen, when you did that yap, 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 I thought you were trying to call him with your mouth, so I'm like, no, don't do that, pow.
He was just like, you know, kind of looking around for the hen, and he couldn't find her, and I just needed to get a clear shot, so I just do kind of what you do. I don't know, it was probably wrong, but I just said, and he went. Can you believe it?
I'm on the phone with her and she tells me she sees him, and all I hear is beep, 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 beep. I'm like, no, don't do that. And I'm only sitting 400 yards away at camp. Pow.
You were still on the phone.
Yeah, show us that fan. Look how white his wings are.
He is a beautiful bird.
Man, that's pretty.
Listen, this bird has been kicking my butt, hasn't it, Gabe?
Yeah.
I hunted him all day yesterday and hunted him till noon today. And he's just eluding me, just
Whooping your
it was
butt.
just perfect timing, I guess is all I can. It was perfect timing, except for I wish I would have saw him before.
No,
Well,
that
I got
adds to
him.
the story. Show us his
Hold on.
fan. Now, I get some comments every now and then about our 410s. What about that 410?
Oh, it smoked him. He was pretty far.
I bet that's 45 yards.
And I'm telling you, I wasn't sure how
Not even in a camo shirt.
how the shot was gonna be, because I was distraught in a bad way. I can't believe you were on the phone.
I heard the shot through the phone and without the phone.
I can't believe it. Can you believe it? I just left the camper.
So I'm not even gonna lie, this video's been all over the place, but this is me and Crystal's week to just go do whatever we want. We're doing 7 on and 7 off with the kids. I have 50% custody, so we're doing 7 on and 7 off. And Crystal really loves turkey hunting, and I do too, but I needed to edit today, and we hunted all day yesterday, and we hunted until 10 o'clock this morning. That's when we heard about the accident, and that's when I went over there and heard that she was missing. And honestly, there weren't a lot of people, in my opinion, looking for her. We're just 600 yards from there, not even that far. Nobody told us that she was still missing. And then when I heard that she was found in the well, that's when I drove over there, and I'm like, she was that close the whole time. So I don't want to get much more into that well situation. I know I feel horrible for her family. She had 5 kids. What a terrible situation. But if you know somebody that has an old homestead on their land, you really, really need to tell them that they need to do the best to go out there and find it and fill it up, or cover it to where nobody can fall in it. Because I'm sure at one point that thing was covered up with maybe some old wood, which is rotted. But before it rotted, some weeds grew over it, and then the wood rotted, and all it took was her stepping in it. They said she fell in face first, which is, I don't know how that would have happened, but nonetheless, she fell in that well, and that's what took her life. And that didn't need to be. That well didn't need to be there. She was 10 feet from the highway and 10 feet from her car and fell to her death in a well that did not need to be there. So I think that's it for this video. I got a lot of editing left to do. I was actually walking in to edit when Crystal called me. She had just left me 2 minutes prior. She had about a 150-yard walk. She made it, there's a gap. You can't see it, but right there's a gap, and she had walked out into it and the bird was right there.
Let me tell you too, last split second decision, Gabe said, I'll drive you, and usually, like, he drove me this morning, he dropped me off right there. We wouldn't have got him. You know, at last second I was like, I'll just walk. Can you believe it?
You got you a big old Georgia Eastern.
I can't believe it.
So she was actually doing some pouting last night and this morning, because that bird had gotten close to her twice yesterday and once this morning, but he just wouldn't ever step out of the woods. Sometimes things are just meant to be. She'll remember that hunt the way it went down for the rest of her life. If it would have just came straight into the decoys yesterday, it would have been special, but not as special as that story. That's one of a kind. Tell them. We'll catch them in the next one.
Catch you in the next one.